Comparative analysis of Norse Cosmogony and Proto-Indo-European creation myths. The study of comparative mythology provides a deep understanding of how different cultures conceive the origins of the universe and humanity. Among the most compelling mythological traditions are the Norse Cosmogony and the Proto-Indo-European (PI) creation myths. Norse mythology, primarily preserved through the Poetic Edda and Prose Edda, presents a vivid depiction of creation that incorporates chaos, cosmic conflict, and eventual order through divine intervention. Meanwhile, the Proto-Indo-European creation myths, reconstructed through linguistic and comparative analysis, reveal a foundational narrative structure that influenced numerous Indo-European cultures, including the Norse, Vedic, Greek, and Iranian traditions. This documentary delves into the comparative analysis of these two rich mythological traditions, exploring their similarities, divergences, and their significance in shaping ancient worldviews. In both Norse and Proto-Indo-European cosmogonies, creation begins with a chaotic or formless state. Norse mythology describes Ginnungagap, a primordial void existing between two opposing realms, Muspelheim, the land of fire, and Niflheim, the land of ice. The melting ice from Niflheim interacts with the fiery elements of Muspelheim, leading to the emergence of Ymir, the primordial giant, and the cosmic cow, Audhumla. This process of creation from chaos mirrors the broader PE conceptualization of primordial waters or darkness from which order arises. The PI reconstruction, based on linguistic parallels and mythological themes found in Vedic, Greek, and Iranian traditions, suggests a similar void or watery chaos at the beginning of time. For instance, the Rigvedic Nasadiya Sukta speaks of an undifferentiated darkness before creation, while Hesiod's Theogony describes chaos as the original state before the emergence of Gaia, Earth, Tartarus, the abyss, and Eros, love. The Indo-Iranian tradition also retains elements of a primordial state, evident in the Zoroastrian Bundahishan, which describes the cosmic waters and a time before the separation of good and evil. The presence of this primordial void in both traditions suggests a deep-rooted Indo-European narrative pattern, reflecting ancient perspectives on the pre-existence of an unformed cosmos. A central feature of both Norse and Proto-Indo-European myths is the presence of a primordial being whose body is used to structure the universe. In Norse mythology, Ymir, the first giant, is slain by Odin and his brothers, Vili and Ve. His body is dismembered to form the cosmos. His flesh becomes the earth, his blood the oceans, his bones the mountains, his skull the sky, and his brain the clouds. This act of violent dismemberment to create the world echoes similar patterns in other Indo-European myths. One of the most striking parallels is found in the Vedic myth of Purusha, a cosmic giant whose body is sacrificed by the gods to form the universe. Described in the Rig Veda's Purusha Sukta, Purusha's head becomes the sky, his feet the earth, his breath the wind, and his eyes the sun. This myth aligns closely with Ymir's dismemberment, reinforcing the Indo-European motif of a sacrificed primordial being giving form to the cosmos. Similarly, Hesiod's Theogony presents Uranus, or sky, being castrated by his son Cronus, leading to the separation of heaven and earth, a violent act that results in the structuring of the universe. Furthermore, Proto-Indo-European myths often incorporate twin gods or brother figures associated with creation. The Norse deities Odin, Vili, and Ve reflect a triadic pattern common in Indo-European traditions, similar to the Vedic Mitra Varuna and the Greek Zeus Poseidon Hades triad. This structural motif suggests a shared heritage in which divine figures work collaboratively or in opposition to shape the cosmos. The origin of humanity in Norse mythology is deeply connected to divine craftsmanship. According to the Prose Edda, the first humans, Ask and Embla, are shaped from trees and brought to life by Odin, Vili, and Ve. Odin grants them Odiar, which means spirit or inspiration. Vili gives them understanding, and Ve bestows their senses and speech. This tripartite division of human endowment reflects the Indo-European tradition of divine gifts, imparting distinct attributes to early humans. Pi mythological structures often include a similar divine role in human creation. The Vedic texts describe how the gods shape humans from elements of Purusha, paralleling the Norse idea of humans emerging from natural materials. In Greek mythology, Prometheus molds humans from clay and gifts them fire, an act resembling Odin's bestowal of divine essence. Additionally, the Iranian Bundahishan recounts the creation of the first humans, Mashya and Mashyana, from a plant, demonstrating the widespread Indo-European theme of humans arising from organic matter. The Norse and PI traditions also depict a hierarchical structure in humanity's divine origin. The presence of three divine creators in Norse mythology aligns with the tripartite division proposed by Georges Dumézil in Indo-European studies, where societies and cosmologies often reflect three fundamental functions: sovereignty, warfare, and productivity. This pattern is evident in the differentiation of gods, social classes, and mythological narratives across various Indo-European cultures. A crucial aspect of both Norse and Proto-Indo-European mythologies is the cyclical nature of time, where creation is followed by destruction and renewal. Norse mythology introduces the concept of Ragnarok, the apocalyptic battle that results in the destruction of the gods and the world, followed by its rebirth. The surviving gods, such as Balder and new human progenitors, Leif and Lifthrasir, emerge to repopulate the world, suggesting a continuous cosmic cycle. Pi traditions also incorporate cyclical destruction and renewal. In Hindu cosmology, the Mahayugas describe repeated cycles of creation and dissolution, culminating in a cosmic reset. Similarly, Hesiod's Works and Days details the successive ages of mankind, each ending in decline and destruction before renewal. The Zoroastrian eschatology describes Frashokaredi, a final renovation where the world is purified and evil is vanquished, mirroring Norse ideas of post-Ragnarok renewal. The presence of this cycle in both traditions suggests a shared Indo-European worldview that perceives existence as a process of continual transformation rather than a singular act of creation. This philosophical underpinning reinforces the notion that human and divine fates are interwoven with cosmic forces beyond their control. The comparative analysis of Norse and PI cosmogonies reveals a profound continuity in mythological structures. The presence of primordial chaos, cosmic sacrifice, divine endowment, and cyclical renewal in both traditions underscores a shared Indo-European heritage. Norse mythology, though unique in its depiction of a cold and hostile cosmos, retains key Indo-European elements, such as the divine triad, creation through sacrifice, and eschatological cycles. Archaeological and linguistic evidence further supports these connections. The distribution of Indo-European mythic motifs across cultures suggests that these narratives were transmitted through migrations and cultural exchanges. The similarities between the Norse Ymir and the Vedic Purusha, or the tripartite division of gods and functions, indicate a common ancestral tradition that adapted to regional contexts over millennia. The Norse Cosmogony and Proto-Indo-European creation myths share deep structural and thematic similarities, pointing to a common mythological ancestry. Through an exploration of primordial chaos, divine intervention, the creation of humanity, and cosmic cycles, it becomes evident that Norse mythology is not an isolated system, but part of a broader Indo-European framework. These myths reflect ancient worldviews that sought to explain existence, the nature of the divine, and the role of humanity within a vast and ever-changing cosmos. By examining these interconnected traditions, we gain valuable insight into how mythological narratives shape cultural identities and endure across generations.